This video is on very vital theme that is being discussed in Sri Lanka. That is the problem of Attorney General's Department. It is today discussed in a very serious way as an aspect of a certain threat that is being developed by the department, which is meant to be one of the chief pillars of protecting rule of law, becoming a threat to rule of law. Now, that's a serious accusation, but that accusation is made almost from every quarter within the country. Among those who have made that observation about Attorney General's Department are also the courts themselves, where some courts have been compelled to release people accused of very serious crimes simply because the Attorney General's Department's representatives have failed to produce the witnesses before courts who would provide the necessary information on which the court could make their own judgments independently. It should not be understood that we are in any way criticizing the failure of the Attorney General's Department to get convictions. This is not the issue. Convicting or non-convicting prisoners is a question that is left to the court. However, prosecutor has prosecutor's role. If the prosecutor does not perform its role, it is one of the most serious threat to the existence of the state itself. Prosecutor's role is a fundamental role in a democracy and also nation built on the foundation of rule of law. A prosecutor is not another lawyer. It is true prosecutor's profession is that of a lawyer, but prosecutor is a role of defending the very foundation of the law by ensuring that the criminals are brought to court with the kind of evidence that the court would find the necessary means to decide whether they are guilty or not guilty. Judging a person to be at fault or at guilt is an extremely serious issue, perhaps in a state the most difficult issue. And that is why it is left to the judges and assisting the judiciary with all the necessary information in a dispassionate manner, but in a way that could be rationally justified, is an issue which, if it is failed to perform, damages the very existence of the state. What we have failed to discuss adequately is that for few decades now, the state has been threatened by its own institutions. And one of those institutions which gradually became a problem for the state is the Attorney General's Department. It started at the time of, mainly during the time of President Premadasa, and gradually it developed to an extent that politicizing of the whole institution on all matters that are dealing with politically sensitive issues has become nation-threatening problem. Is a problem that threatens the nation, and that need to be grasped that a nation that is undermined by its own prosecutors is a very pathetic country, because virtually this is done in favor of those who undermine the state, that is mainly by various means who engage in crime. Crime may be of the worst sort, involving abuse of power, or it may be the normal crimes of organized crimes, the money related crimes, mafia crimes, the corruption related crimes. All these are aspects that a criminal justice system has to ensure will not happen within a state. If the criminal justice is betrayed, the nation is betrayed. Very often, because we no longer have this kind of situation in more developed countries, there's a lack of appreciation of how life-threatening this whole problem is. This is like a heart surgeon being neglectful in dealing with a heart patient. The kind of danger that the nation is exposed to by one of its prime protectors is something that this country can ignore only to its own peril. The Supreme Court has criticized the neglect of the economy by the people who were in charge of the country's economy and country's management, and that they have done so rightly. The Supreme Court has also exposed those who failed the security, particularly on issues such as the Easter Sunday massacre and many other aspects of threats to the rule of law. However, this is not a general critique of everybody. Above all, those who are most responsible must be held accountable. Attorney General's Department need to be held accountable, and now the public should not ignore this anymore. How can the Attorney General's Department be held responsible? It is suggested that a high level of a review involving senior judges from past or now, and also people who have played a very important role in the development of the state, and also those who are seriously concerned about developing this country into a nation that is capable of playing its role in the modern world, should just not only verbally criticize, but ask for some very serious actions of a high level of a review of what has happened so far and how to overcome these problems, and come out with the recommendations of a serious nature that should be put into effect as early as possible. Already even the International Monetary Fund has given certain guidelines, but these are still in a broad guideline state. We have to work it into more detail. We have to go to the performance of various people who held high posts. The idea is not so much to punish, but to lay bare before the nation a disease in the way we lay bare a cancer. This is a cancer of worst sort to the entire rule of law system, democracy, and the people's health. We can never overcome the problem of the economy today, of the heavy debt, unless we can galvanize the whole nation to work together for a common purpose of dedication to nation's highest goals. And no other goal can be more higher than to defeat crime. A nation that is not committed to not to defeat crime cannot win anything. So if you are lost in everything, it's partly because we have lost our battle against crime. And for this, the Attorney General's Department is responsible, and it is time that this matter become a discussion of highest national importance.